This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Aurora, Colorado. I am here at Boarding and Beyond. Since 1996, they have provided a loving, safe environment for your pets when you can't be with them. I am here with the general manager, assistant general manager. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourselves. A facility that's been around for some time. Let's start off. Is this something that you have you had to love pets your whole entire life to really be in an organization like this? And was that the case for you, Victoria?
Absolutely. I've owned a dog since I was born.
Really? So way back, it's always been that case. Let me ask you for yourself, Tanner. This is a facility that's been serving folks for nearly 2 decades now. Was this a good fit for you when you decided to get on board?
Yeah, it was a great fit. I was actually at a point in my life where I was looking to get into a position that allowed me to grow a little bit, and we had such a great customer base here that I was able to kind of get into that position pretty easily, and it felt really homey. It was an easy transition for me, so I've kind of kept that ever since.
Excellent. I mean, obviously our pets give to us. They love us unconditionally. It would only make sense that we want the best for our pets. Yet, we can't be with them every minute of the day. That just doesn't exist for most of us. What are some of the reasons that people are using the facility to help with their pet?
Well, one of our main kind of clientele bases are from the medical kind of profession and also in the military. So we have long hours that really suit some of those customers. And because we've been around so long and have gotten such a good rapport with quite a few businesses around town, the word of mouth has spread quite a bit. So that's definitely how, why a lot of people have come through here and kind of decided to use us.
So obviously, regardless if somebody's out there at work, especially you said the medical profession, they're working around the clock many times, regardless, folks are out doing 1,000 things. Yet your dog, for hours on end, is not doing 1,000 things at home. I mean, really, does this become a case of not a bad pet, but a bored pet? Is that something that folks many times experience?
Absolutely. I mean, we help with separation anxiety, owner-absent behaviors, and we can spend a lot of time with the dogs, and we take our time to introduce the dogs into groups. So we help the dogs with social manners and play and interactive all day, basically.
So we're talking about an active dog is a happy dog. I mean, so obviously we got some happy dogs here. You've got 10,000 square feet of outdoor area, plenty of play space. You guys are taking them out at least 3 times a day. They're enjoying it. Tell me about the outdoor part of it. What happens out there?
So the group time is where the dogs really get to thrive. They have they've established a lot of bonds here with each other through our kind of our group kind of basis with people kind of coming here more often and consistently. So the dogs really get a kind of a pack mentality and get to know each other and really enjoy that outside time. And like you said, 3 times a day. So they're getting over 6 hours of playtime a day. So if you think of your dog at home, they're probably getting it near a fraction of that. So the group play is always amazing, and our staff outside are great at mediating group and making sure the play stays safe.
That is excellent. Obviously, we live in Colorado. The sun shines pretty much all year round. Yet, as we know, there are certain days it gets really cold, maybe too much snow outside. Once again, you've got the pets covered, 4,000 square feet of indoor climate-controlled, great area. Tell me about the indoor a little bit, Victoria.
Well, we use it for inclement weather and play groups, but we also use it for training, and we also use it for individual playtime. So there are dogs that come here that don't necessarily do well with a group of other dogs. Yeah, and we can get in there and we can give them the exercise they need and give them the same amount of time.
Excellent. Synthetic turf outside. You've got rubberized floor inside. I mean, really, this is a facility that was designed to interact with the pets. How important is that interaction between the staff and the pet that takes place daily?
Yes, that's one of my favorite kind of subjects here at Boarding and Beyond. So the bond that we create with the dogs, it's immediate. Especially the dogs that are here help us with that as well. They get introduced to a very socialized group, and then we have our attendants outside that mediate the play, so they look to us as guides. So building that bond with the dogs immediately, taking control of any situation that arises, really shows the dogs that they can kind of relax when they're around you. So building that bond and creating something that the dogs can really trust is key, and then that kind of spills over into the owners as well. So when the dogs are really happy and when they come here and it's an environment that they enjoy, the owners really pick up on that, and we share those things with them as well.
Speaking of trust, I mean, obviously these are pet owners that trust you. If this is a short stay, an overnight stay, maybe even multiple day stay, I mean, you guys are able to provide something that the neighbor next door, your friend who's going to watch your pet, really cannot do. I mean, is that important that people understand there's a big division here when they're talking about an amateur watching your dog versus professionals?
Yeah, I agree. So we've been here since 1996, so our procedures, everything that we do here has been refined over the years. So to the point of, we've gotten it down to a science where it's exercise, feeding and just individual time and spending time with the dog. So when you have the facility to do that, those kind of things are pretty easy to obtain.
Definitely easy to happen there. I mean, obviously you're able to provide more than a friend could provide, but you guys are able to provide better than the owners can provide. I mean, let's be real. We're talking about a lot of square space here. We're busy in our lives. We would love to take our dog for a daily walk. We'd love to exercise with them, but it's not the case. This has to be kind of a guilt-free way for somebody to go to work and know that their dog is being taken care of.
Oh, absolutely. But we also provide other services like training. So we can do the board and trains, we can do the day trainings. We also provide outdoor trail runs and urban mushing, and we can challenge the dog's minds as well as their physical body. So it's not necessarily just about exercise.
Interesting. So, I mean, this has to be great for dogs of all sizes and shapes, but puppies in general. I mean, this is kind of nice for a way for you to be able to teach your puppy how to be social. I mean, we as humans, we kind of instill fear in them when they get out, not only with other pets, but also with people. Is that work pretty well for building confidence there?
Yeah, absolutely. The work starts with the dogs outside, the dogs that we have on a consistent basis, and that having those dogs in our group, introducing the younger dogs to dogs that are well socialized, it sets them up for success rather than putting a puppy in a group where these dogs are a little more rambunctious. We have really good play groups for us to choose from and hand pick dogs for new dogs to come in, and that's something we're looking for to expand on in the future. So taking new dogs that may not be as comfortable, and formulating safer, calmer groups for them to build up their confidence in.
Basically, if you got a new pet that needs to be social, great way. But even an old pet that maybe has to break some habits, some obedience training. Tell me a little bit about your day training, family training, in-house training. Touch on that a little bit there.
So we can do it all. We can do board and trains with basic obedience, and it's a 2-week program. We can also do day trains while the dog's here for daycare, so it goes home at night. And we just it takes time to establish routine behaviors and better manners and stuff like that. So that's a 12-day program out of the month. And there's always behavioral problems, and there's always issues at the home. And so we also offer private in-home training to combat those issues that you can't address in a kennel environment.
Excellent. Obviously, it is easy to see there's the benefits are endless. Basically, being able to bring your pet to a facility where they're going to be cared for and loved kind of makes sense with the name. You're not only going beyond, but really beyond expectations of the pet owners. Was that important when basically this was taken over by new ownership? A new name was needed.
Absolutely. Deb was one of the driving forces in kind of creating the new name and creating a new brand for us. Along with Boarding and Beyond came We Love Your Dogs. And how that actually came about was when Deb took over, she was very, very delicate, taking over the business, and came in very courteous. And she kind of did a survey for all of us and found out, and from everybody consistently across the board, she found out that was the one thing that we all said, that was that we really loved the dogs here. So that was where our whole logo ended up coming from.
Definitely the common thread between all of you that really pulled it all together. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, first of all, take a look at all the different services they provide for you under one roof. We're talking about 10,000 square feet outside, 4,000 square feet inside. Plenty and ample room for your dog to socialize with others. If you've got a pet that you're not sure socializes too well, they also use the different areas where they can kind of separate them, gain some confidence for them as well. Take a look. They've got a blog there. This is really all about your pet. This is all about loving and caring for them when you can't be there for them. Really easy to put in a registration right there, a reservation for the pet as well. Let me ask you this. I'm seeing pets that are cared for, they're loved, they're played with, they're fed, they're trained in obedience if they need be. And the only thing left here is basically just grooming your pet. Is that something we can get done here as well?
Yes. So we have a professional groomer here with over 20 years experience, and she has been working here for quite a long time as well. So she's built that rapport with her customers as well, same as our boarding and our daycare. So definitely check us out for grooming as well. Brandy's great.
Excellent. Victoria, you mentioned early on that basically loving a pet has been pretty much in your blood since you were a child. If we've got a pet owner out there that really is looking for a place they can trust, a place they know that they can leave their pet guilt-free, what would you tell them?
They'll get better care here than they do at home.
I think that about sums it up right there. Let me ask you, Victoria, obviously these pets, they're like our kids. I mean, we do a lot of due diligence, researching where can we leave our pet where we feel comfortable. What about people out there who have maybe a pet that has been rejected elsewhere? Maybe they can't seem to find a home for. Is this a home for them?
Absolutely. So we try to cater to every need of the pet, and there are dogs that don't do well. So we are starting to provide a new service, which is a small, structured socialization training type of thing, where it's 2 to 6 dogs. We have more attendants out there to manage the dogs, and we are teaching them social manners. But it's also for dogs that are intact, that aren't welcome at other facilities, because a lot of times they just don't mix with the neutered dogs. So we're trying to provide that service, which really is lacking in the Colorado area.
You had mentioned earlier that basically the slogan itself is, we love your dog. But it's more than a slogan. It's really words you guys live by. Is this rewarding for you, finding a place that really is able to serve the public?
Yes. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, and to be able to see people learn how to view their dogs in the right way and see them overcome things and have their bond strengthen with their dogs and be able to work with us and really rely on us in that kind of way, either whether it be traveling, last minute thing like that. We definitely, that's been our spiel for a long time.
Excellent. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see their website. Contact information is right there for you. Easily located right here in Aurora. Ample parking out front. We've got a beautiful facility that has been serving folks since 1996. Recently overcome by new ownership, a brand new name, but still the same staff that you can trust with your pet. That is basically boarding and beyond, providing loving, safe environment for your pets. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.